Alright, to answer the question, yes, I saw the tweet from Fantasy Anime. What do I think it means? I think it could mean a number of things. I mean, when you're talking about Square Enix, what their plans are, what their time frames look like, what's really in development, what's a rumor, what's not, all this other kind of stuff, it does send your mind spinning a little bit, especially when games like Chrono Trigger and Parasite Eve are thrown around. I don't really care about Front Mission, that was in there, so for those that don't know, there was a tweet from a Twitter page called Fantasy Anime, and they host some ROMs, a lot of Square Enix ROMs, JRPGs, stuff like that from JRPG companies, but it says, I have good news and bad news. Good news is that Square Enix is working on something for Chrono Trigger, Parasite Eve, and Front Mission. Bad news is that after 22 years of distributing the ROMs for these, plus the Saga, Mana, and Final Fantasy series, Square Enix finally sent me the cease and desist to remove them. And if you do go to the webpage, they are gone. You can click on the link for it, but it'll say they've been taken down permanently. So we know Saga, Mana, Final Fantasy, they're working on the pixel remasters, remakes of all those thrown in there. Now, the Parasite Eve remake has been a stirring rumor kind of among fans with no real evidence or real proof that it's happening. Front Mission, whatever. I mean, I don't care. I know a lot of you all are probably Front Mission fans. I don't really care, Parasite Eve's interesting. Chrono Trigger, obviously, is why I'm here talking to you right now. Chrono Cross, I still think something's happening for that. I'm waiting for Square Enix to come out and do a Square Enix Presents. That's what I'm waiting for. And they can drop those just days in advance. We don't really know. Do I think there'll be one for December? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what their marketing forecast looks like. I know they're gearing up for Forspoken. I know they're gearing up for that real hardcore. The fan in me wants to say yes, there is something coming, but the realist in me probably says no, there's nothing coming. Something else to take into account is these companies are very careful when stuff like this happens. They know it's going to get leaked. They know it's going to be out there. Does that affect their timetable for working? I don't think so. Do I think something for Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross is happening? Yes, I do. I don't know what it is. As I've mentioned to a lot of you all on this channel, I really hope it's something like we get a definitive edition of the Chrono Saga, Chrono Trigger remaster, Radical Dreamers, whatever they want to do. Incorporate Radical Dreamers as like a in-between game, not a text-based game, a text-based adventure like it exists now, and that we never got in the US unless you port it or something, or do a ROM. But something for that and something for Chrono Cross. They could be remasters. I'd be totally fine with remasters. Just do something with those dead IPs, because they are dead. And they shouldn't be. They're so good. They're better than most of the Final Fantasy games. If I'm being totally honest with you all, Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross are better than probably 70% of the Final Fantasy. Chrono Trigger is better than... It's one of the best games ever made, and so is Chrono Cross, but I get Chrono Cross isn't everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. For me, there's only a couple of games that I would rank higher. Actually, there's no game I'd rank higher than Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is one, and it's tied for number one with Final Fantasy VII. Chrono Cross is up there. It's in the top 3. I mean, the point is, Square Enix, I'm sure, knows what they have with this. Why it's taken so long to get to it, who knows? But we're a couple decades down the road from the last entry in these series. So, and with Parasite Eve as well. I don't want to sell Parasite Eve short. It's a great game. If they're remaking these games, I say the time is now. The time is now. I think sometime in the first quarter of 2022, we might hear something. I don't think it's going to be anytime extremely soon. The Game Awards came and went, and whatever your opinion was on that, I think it's going to be good to temper expectations as we move in to a lot of companies' fourth quarter. A lot of companies, their fourth quarter will end just after the first of the year, if not like February or March. Square Enix, I'm not exactly sure when their new quarter year begins. I want to say it begins in April. I think their 2022 business will begin in April. So, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? What it comes down to is we can all speculate. We can all throw our opinions out there based on what we know and things we've done, all this other kind of stuff. At the end of the day, it just comes down to what they want to show us. I definitely think something's happening based on this. Chrono Trigger, it doesn't need to be anything other than a remaster. We don't need a remake. Would a remake be cool? Yeah. I mean, but we don't. A remake's going to take years and years if they haven't already been working on it. A remaster could turn around quicker. We'll see. I still think Chrono Cross Remaster is floating around. I still think it's happening. I don't think it's just a crossover with Complex Dream. I don't think that's all it is. I think there's more to it, and we will see. We will see. That initial rumor dropped about Mitsuda's involvement, and they said it would be a Christmas time announcement around Christmas. You know, so December, within a week or two of Christmas, either way. So, in the next couple of weeks, could be very telling what we get. So, I really hope that they play this right. I really hope they're smart about what they do. I'm really interested in what that Parasite Eve remake could look like, because that battle system was very interesting in Parasite Eve. But I'm interested in that. But obviously, the thing I'm most excited about is the possibility of something with Chrono Trigger. And I wonder how far along they are in development on a Chrono Trigger title. And it could be a sequel, right? But I think if it were a sequel, and they weren't going to do something with the original game, I don't know that they would ask people to start taking down ROMs of that original game, unless they were doing something with that original game. That's just my knee-jerk reaction to that. I hope we hear something soon. I'd really be excited. Honestly, what Square Enix has on the docket coming up doesn't excite me very much. Like, Forspoken looks cool, but I'm not hyped for it like I was when it was announced as Project Athia, right? There was a mystique about it that had me really excited, and now I'm just kind of like, well, it looks good and I'll play it when I get to it. It's not really day one for me anymore. Final Fantasy Origin, look, I'm going to be honest with you all. I think it looks like crap. I think the game looks like crap. I'm not excited about it. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you all. I am not looking forward to this. I'm not excited about it at all. So, what Square Enix has on the docket right now as far as console releases, show me something else. You gotta show me something else. I'm not feeling it. So, that's where I am with it right now. But anyway, if y'all dug that, throw a like on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Also, so you know when I got new stuff coming. Sorry, I'm a bit of a daze right now. I've been working on stuff all day and I'm really tired. But anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy your evening. Be safe, be good to each other, and keep rocking. I will see you all in the next video.